Hi, my name is Zoe Fleming, and today I'm going to be making shrimp burgers. The reason why I wanted to make shrimp burgers is because I love shrimp and I love burgers. So I'm going to put it together and make my favorite dish. So what we're first going to do is wash our hands. After we washed our hands, we need to peel our shrimp. The reason why we need to have two bowls is one for the shells and one for the shrimp. Now that we have peeled our shrimp, we're going to put all these ingredients into our food processor. So first, what we're going to do is put in our mayonnaise. So just scoop that in. Make sure you get all of it. So after we put in the mayonnaise, we're going to put in our garlic. For kids that like to cook and you don't want to cut yourself, it's good to use the back part of the blade or of your knife so you don't cut yourself. So it's just good to scoop that up. Just plop that in. After we put our garlic in the food processor, we need to cut up our green onions and put in our cilantro. So it's good. Well, we need to cut off the ends because you don't want that in your meal. So just put those aside. And then for this, you don't really need to make small cuts. It's gonna chop up in the food processor. So just kind of bunch that up and plop it in. And then the same thing with the cilantro, but you don't need to cut it. Just plop it in. So after we put in our cilantro, we need to put in some Worcestershire sauce. After we got all that, we need to put our lid on. Make sure it snaps so you don't have your food flying all over the place. So then you need to puree it. So if you ever notice that it's not mixing well and it's all stuck on the sides, you probably need some more liquids. So just for flavor, we need to put some lemon zest. So grab your lemon and your lemon zester and just zest the lemon. But you always need to make sure that once it gets over to the white part, you need to switch it to another side because you don't want that part in. So that's probably good enough. We're going to cut our lemons in half. So we need to put our lemon juice into the food processor. So when we put it in the food processor, we need to have our hand kind of like this and have the lemon part facing up. So when you squeeze it, if there's any seeds that fall out, you can just catch in your hand. So just kind of squeeze that into there. We need to put our shrimp in. Now we're going to put in our panko breadcrumbs. And some salt and pepper. And you don't really need a lot of salt because for seafood, it already has a lot of salt, so you don't really need that much. And we're also going to put in some pepper. So after we got all that, we need to put back on our lid. and pull. We need to press pulse. Now that we got our mixture, we need to make our patties. So pop this off and just scoop some with your hands. And just plop that on. All this shrimp is reminding me of a joke I once heard. Why wouldn't the shrimp share its treasure? Because he was a little shellfish. Pretty funny, hey? Okay? Okay, never mind. So now that we got our patties, we need to put them in the fridge until we have our buns ready. Well, first I'm gonna wash my hands. Now if we've got our patties in the fridge, we're gonna take some garlic with butter and spread it onto our buns. And then once we've got that done, we're gonna put them in the oven. So for this, you don't really need much. You just need like one spread, maybe. Now that we're done with these, we're gonna pop these in the oven so they can toast. Now that we have our pan on medium to high temperature, we have a little bit of butter and some oil. So now we are going to scoop up our patties and put them into our pan. Open it. After 3 to 4 minutes, we need to flip our patties. Now that we're done with our patties, we need to put some mayonnaise on our buns. So now we need to put on our tomato and lettuce. After we have that, we need to scoop up one of these patties and put it on our bun. So after we got all that, you're pretty much done, and there, delicious, delicious patty. And you can just cut it if you want. Nice, good, juicy burger.